Hey guys, I was just at the adult video convention and got a leaked copy of The Boys Season 3 on DVD. 480p quality.
The diabolical schemes of Thaddeus Jackson. I thought you said it was The Boys Season 3. In a world secretly controlled by shape-shifting lizard people, former NSA agent Thaddeus Jackson risks it all in an attempt to kill the supremacist, defender of capitalism and the American way. Son of a Crow production, and apparently a few awards.
It looks like it won some accolades. Do you want to read off the accolades, Grant?
Let's take a look at these accolades. Winner of the Scene Awards, Best 1 Minute Scene, Best Scene Stealing Actor, Best Scene Stealing Actress. I should mention that these are like really low res and hard to see. Winner of MLC Awards, Best of the Semester, Best Adventure Fantasy. The winner of the Jury Award.
Can we give this episode a made-up award?
Yeah, here it is right here. That took me like 5 minutes to make. Winner of Best Cult Film.
The Diabolical Schemes of Thaddeus Jackson is the subtitle for this season. Boys Season 3.
Because like there's...
Amazon, don't sue us. Jeff Bezos, don't sue us. Amazon. Now, Grant, would you do me the honor of opening up the package?
I think it's just a DVD-R where it says like Maxis or whatever. Maxis.
Max.
Oh my god. Wait a minute. They just gave us a copy of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Oh wait, I looked again and it is The Boys Season 3.
You must be having a dream warrior.
We must be the real Dream Warriors.
We must be the Dream Warriors.
We're finna be some kind of
Dream Warriors and shit.
First thing you have to understand about me as a person is that I really actually tried. I was a straight A student. After high school, I joined the Marines, and I used my connections with the Marines to get an education. Then I worked for the NSA. Mostly computer shit, but yes, some web work, just not as much as you might think.
This is serious shit, man. You cannot just...
Save me the fucking...
That's not how you shoot a movie.
There's subtle political commentary in here.
subtle bit.
There's subtle.
The white.
Yeah, this whole movie is just made as an excuse for him to say the other.
What's going on with that fire?
It's burning.
Thaddeus just fucking killed that guy.
They knew what was gonna
Wait,
happen.
Are you saying
arms
we
again,
was
man.
some kind of suicide squad? He survived the 1800 lasers and getting force choked, but
Taking a pistol, man.
I like how he hates the supremacists for using excessive force and then shoots him in the face 1,700 times.
Well, I'm glad they got real
Is this
footage
scene
of
gonna end?
Minneapolis for
What
this.
is happening?
So we watched The Boys Season 3.
I got this. Hey there. We are Minnesotans, so we watched this shitty Minnesota film called The Diabolical Schemes of Thaddeus Jackson. Grant, tell us the plot of The Diabolical Schemes of Thaddeus Jackson. Give us the lowdown.
So there's this guy named Thaddeus Jackson, and he's a super really good hacker who is a communist socialist.
But he's also independently wealthy.
Rich and
But doesn't pay
NSA.
taxes.
He's also got a lot of money, and he doesn't pay taxes.
Former NSA.
Former NSA. Former military.
Former everything.
Former. So this is all about him trying to kill the supremacist fucking superhero who is basically Homelander from The Boys.
And there's reptilians everywhere.
And the government is run by reptilian men
Mm-hmm.
and women.
That's right.
Shape-shifting reptilians. And then Thaddeus Jackson kills Homelander Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the diabolical schemes of wasting my time?
What did you think of the commie movie?
Well, the first point I want to highlight
Mhm.
is the special effects. As you may know, the director, something Crowley, Brandon, he's a wizard at special effects, to say the least. Every scene in this movie has a special effects shot, like the Attack of the Clones.
It is shot in a similar way to Attack of the Clones.
They're pulled off with grace and finesse, with every single shot in this movie having at least one stock After Effects effect, to say the least. They're often pulled off in impressive ways. For example, almost every background in this movie is a green screen, except where he just had something very convenient that didn't have to be a green screen. Even just like standing in a parking lot is sometimes a green screen. And the characters awkwardly shuffle around on the 4 feet of green screen because that's what they have.
She almost finished him. Burning debris.
Yeah, the JPEG of the tire with the stock After Effects fire. There's lots of really impressive effects with like the stock robot that shows up, which doesn't walk at the right pace.
The 3 stock robots that show up.
There's impressive face tracking technology employed to
Straight from Snapchat.
give people the alien creature, the Ananuki, has a distortion face filter on its eyes, but one time it accidentally mistook her mouth as an eye and made her teeth blow up really big. Impressive special effects, to say the least. On top of that, he's an expert in cinematography who completely nails the stylistic decision to shoot everything as a wide shot in one take. Sometimes
The acting kind of plays into that.
The scenes will go on for like a minute, like a full minute with no cut, and
yeah,
it's just
Impressively,
they're long shots,
like
like
Goodfellas.
Martin
Yeah.
Scorsese.
he's like the Brian De Palma of Minnesota.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty impressive. I was like, you got those fucking one shots. He only breaks the rule of 30 once, so that's good. He only one time did a hard jump cut, so I was impressed by that.
He does break the rule of setting your camera on even ground a couple times, but maybe that was an artistic message.
Yeah, we
There's a
couldn't
few-
tell if there was one Dutch angle or if his tripod was just a little up base.
Like with some of the shots, it was very obvious Dutch angle, but then a lot of
There
the
was
shots,
some that
it was
were-
just slight tilt, and we couldn't tell if it was just like, is this
4%.
intentional?
He employed clever use of digital zoom a few times. I don't know if you guys caught those, but
I did.
there was a couple mixed in there that were very intelligent. As for the story critique, I think I'll pass it to Connor and let him critique the finer points of the story for a minute.
Okay, so the story is kind of hard to talk about because there isn't one. Here are the main points. Reptilians run the White House. The supremacists use excessive force. Thaddeus hates excessive force despite the fact that he nukes the world at the end.
Yeah, he kills like 100 million
Kills like
people.
100 million people.
Look at that, the size of that cloud.
The crater? Did you see the crater?
It's like 100 million people dead.
We did it. We killed the one bad guy.
But at the end of the day, Thaddeus saved everyone with a very peaceful protest.
Yeah, so the movie plot-wise is just random shit to pad it out to 90 minutes.
It doesn't
Which
feel like
I don't
there's
know
like a through
why.
line.
It's
or
not
anything.
like he has a distributor or anything, because
Well,
no
yeah.
distributor would pick this up. I'm not going to
He has a
critique
couple.
the special effects. Like, the special effects, it is what it is. I'd be fine with the special effects if there's something here. They're trying to say something, but they're doing such a bad job.
Be all you can be, an army of one. Set a goal, let nothing stop you. I can't breathe!
Because
Yeah, it's horrible.
what they want to say is literally just being said in news clips, and they're like, oh,
Yeah, well,
isn't that ironic?
they do all these cutaways to news clips, including ones where the director himself comes on and just talks about his ideology.
Right now, while you're watching this, somewhere on U.S. soil is a minority in a concentration camp.
Oh yes, all those concentration camps we have in America. The secret lizard man.
He's literally being interviewed. And
Well, a news ticker rolls by that says like communism's cool and
cringy shit.
other cringe.
You okay?
So, reptilian dinosaur men, huh? How did you figure that out?
Come on. You of all people should know that I have my ways.
It's so obvious when you think about it. The people in power clearly lack empathy and want to make the planet significantly
You know, if
warmer.
you change the word
How
from
did I
lizard
not
man to
see?
Jew, this would be a very different movie.
It's all wide shots. He doesn't do anything artistic with the camera because it all has to be in service to this fucking green screen.
Yeah.
So there's no way for him to make it look good and also do convincing shots. There's a couple decent shots and they're not on the green screen moments. And when you have to condense your film and you don't bother to shoot actual places and most of your film is shot on a fucking 6 foot wide green screen you make from a cloth you bought at Michael's,
And
you're going to be kind of limited in shot composition. So there was nothing impressive to look at
and
here.
one of the
I was surprisingly entertained the whole time, just
I was
because I was laughing. But
one of the few shots that's not on a green screen is them running over an FBI agent and then shooting him while the car there's traffic piling up behind them and they have their hazard lights on while they're filming.
One of the superheroes or whatever meets a government agent, her handler, at a park, and then Thaddeus just hits the guy with the car. But then the following scene, he gets out of his car and he shoots the handler. And in the background, you can see all these people like walking around,
There's,
and
like,
one guy
minivans.
directing traffic, and like.
There's like minivans getting pulled up behind.
And Thaddeus was conscious enough to throw his hazards on.
Thaddeus doesn't really come on to. Thaddeus doesn't really come up with the idea to kill supremacists until the last couple scenes, which you would think would be an underlying
Well, no, the
motivation, because apparently
One of the first things he
he
does is throw all the drones
Yeah.
at supremacists.
But
True.
then he fails and he says, "Damn."
And then he
But then he
forgets
drops
for a while.
that to fucking fight the reptilians and kill government agents.
Oh, how do you feel?
This is amazing. He went after the reptilians to get better weapons. I think that was the plot. I think.
Right.
This movie is so political, and you can be political. I don't give a shit. You can do whatever you
But it
want.
doesn't
You
earn
can
it.
use this as your platform, sure, but holy shit, every single scene has a reference to something. It's tiring.
So much nuance in calling the villain supremacist.
I was just happy that they didn't throw COVID references in throughout, because they clearly shot like most. I don't think they shot this in 2018.
Here's the thing, I was following this for a little bit on Facebook. Sorry, Brandon, but your
Fuck
movies
Fuck you, Brandon. Eat my cock. Can we
down.
talk about aspect ratio
No.
and how
Yes.
how they decided to shoot it like a goddamn YouTube video and couldn't even like fucking
The
fudge
full
up?
16:9
You couldn't even fudge
couldn't
up a
crop the
fucking
top and the
letterbox.
Couldn't get the 1x1.8.
Yeah, you couldn't do the 1x1.8 like Zack Snyder. What
Or
are you,
the-
fucking pussy?
the-
What do you think? You're not Zack Snyder?
Was it 4x3 or the 1x2.15 or whatever?
The effects are funny to laugh at. There's no story. The acting is the only good actor in the movie is the alien girl when she's tied up. She's the one who tries.
And he's like tickling her feet and whatever.
Yeah, sniffing her feet and licking them.
Brandon might have a bit of a fetish.
Pops a boner.
I think the biggest problem is there is absolutely no subtlety in the theming. Like, the movie opens on Thaddeus standing in front of the graves of every black person who's ever died since like 1400, and it's like, okay, I understand the movie, I get it, you can just skip to the credits now.
I think that was added like in post-production.
It had to.
It had to.
Definite
It says
reshots.
George Floyd right on his little front grave.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the grave right in front that he was.
And his line at that moment is, what is it? That's enough.
There
is it bad to say
constant political diatribes, because he tries to do like the RoboCop thing where he has the in-universe commercials and TV shows.
He shows up, claps his hands, and poof! The fire is out! Isn't it amazing?
I'll grant you that the supremacist saves a lot of lives, but that...
We only have one camera. We can't do shot, reverse shot. That would require 2 takes.
Right.
You know,
But they're not very well conveyed.
they're basically...
It just cuts to them.
It'll hard cut to them, and then it'll either be the director himself standing there talking about why communism is cool, or the stereotypical Christian white Republican talking about how he hates black people. And then there'll be like the YouTube static cut noise, you know, like they used in Sonic shorts.
Like they used in the stick figure animations.
Yes, the stick figure animation static cut.
And all I'm saying is that if you shoot a man in the leg and you lose the ability to feel yours, that's just good, clean karmic justice right there.
So basically,
like
the movie constantly spells out its political ideology, whether you agree with it or not, in a very unsubtle, untactful, uninteresting way of the director literally talking to you about his political beliefs, staring directly in the camera.
It's preachy, and there's a way to do this subtly.
Preachy.
There's a way to do this. I'm not even saying subtly, but if you just have supremacists,
the boys
kill
isn't
the
subtle,
if
but
the
it's more subtle than this.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
have
yeah.
the
It's the
supremacists,
same story.
if you have the supremacists kill the little boy, kill robbers and stuff, and it's obvious like he's crossing the line, and then you have Thaddeus say like, you know, trying to kill him because he has too much power or something.
Right.
Basically, the same themes as. I hate to say this, but Batman. It's the same theme as Batman vs Superman, but Batman vs Superman was far more subtle.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And this
At
movie
least
becomes
Batman.
the Suicide Squad at the
I guess
end,
not
and
the
they even say
theme
it.
of Batman vs Superman, but the motivation of Batman in that
This
movie
movie-
is the same as the motivation of Thaddeus.
This movie feels like it was made by a DC movie fan.
It definitely was.
It did play in a theater in Minneapolis for one night.
And you watched it, the Snyder Cut?
You know what else played?
No,
in the theater?
the Diabolical Schemes.
You know what else played in the theater
Oh.
for one night?
What played in the theater for one night?
Our documentary about
Welcome
Forest
to
Lake.
Flake.
Cue the intro.
Welcome to Forest Lake. Population, who gives a
Cue the intro, but also mention the fact that even though our documentary review of Welcome to Flake was a little padded and long, we made it in like a month.
It's true.
And
Like
it was like, I would give it like a 2.5 stars on Letterboxd.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's it. It's what it is.
It's a little padded.
You know,
like the
it's
first
a lot padded.
The first
It's a
20
lot
minutes
padded.
is good, and
There's-
then it's a little.
There's a
padded.
lot of padding. I'd probably give it a 3.5. I watched it a couple days ago. The stories make me laugh, but they're my own stories.
The thing about this movie is...
Why did he kill the black kid?
Because he had a cap gun.
Mikey, no!
Oh, Mikey!
No! No!
I'm sorry, I thought
The supremacists killed Mikey!
You're fucking bulletproof!
If I was to edit this movie, I would cut out all of. You cut out the news feed. If you cut out the news
Cut
feed,
those. Well, also,
at least your
But
message is
that's like
subtle.
that's like
There's-
20 minutes of
There's
the
still
film.
a
I feel
lot
like-
of technical
here's the
issues
thing.
and stuff, but at least the movie's no longer.
I think-
I would feel more bad about shitting on the movie.
The biggest
if
thing-
the movie was a little more subtle.
you cut out the newsreels. You cut out the opening scene where he's like praying in front of the ditched graveyard, and you rename the supremacist to literally anything else.
Sniping people.
The fact that he's named the supremacist is so heavy-handed. Any name.
The most obvious comparison is going to be to The Boys.
Yeah, they call him Highlander.
Is it intentionally supposed to be tongue-in-cheek?
Yes. No, it's not tongue-in-cheek, but it's heavy-handed.
It's heavy-handed. It's not tongue-in-cheek.
Does he know what he's doing?
He does.
Does he realize, like, this is supposed to be as heavy-handed as possible, and it's supposed to come off as kind of funny?
I think it's not supposed to be funny. I think he thinks he's clever for it. Like, he's like, oh, it's a white
I don't think he thinks he's clever. I
don't think it's a cleverness thing. I think what it is that he's trying to be so heavy-handed that it'll either get people talking about it and praising it blindly because they understand the message, or get people angry so that they talk about it because they get the message.
Maybe.
I feel like it's heavy-handed on purpose to try to drum up any support.
Right. Well, it's also so
we are
heavy-handed.
probably the first people to watch this on Amazon. I'm sorry.
It is so heavy-handed. It is so heavy-handed that I'm convinced that once we tag Brandon on Facebook to watch
his brother or
this
sister
video,
probably watched it on Amazon before we did or something.
His aunt.
Too real, man. Too real. Shit.
I'm sorry.
Look, Brandon, you're probably a very nice guy. I don't personally know you.
I feel like he'd be kind of annoying based on this movie, to be honest. He'd be like, you know about socialism, bro?
Do you wanna go do some DMT, bro?
I believe in socialism.
One of the
until it
lines
actually affects me directly.
One of the lines in the newsreel was something about how the director
and
took a bunch of acid
Snyder.
and realized that reality is a perception or something. I was like,
death isn't real.
I want to say 30 minutes is just straight staring at the camera diatribes about fucking political beliefs and how socialism is great. Communism could definitely totally work.
Well, then Thaddeus also does that.
I like how the last 2.5 minutes is just staring at Highlander's dead body. What's his name? Supremacist.
I'm gonna see how long it is, and I'm gonna put the timestamp up here. That's how long we watched the corpse of the supremacists. We're gonna put it right here, and as that's playing, we're gonna talk about it.
Well, the thing is, it's not like nothing changes. It's a static After Effects shot of weird purple fire coming out of a corpse.
It's still going.
It goes
not
on
like
for,
a profound image.
There's no music. It's just like shitty stock fire crackling noises for 2.5 minutes. There's nothing.
It's like
interesting movie.
It's like the music had slowly begun fading out, and then it stopped fading, and then it's just a minute of silence.
No, there's the cheap fire cracking.
Yeah, there's the.
It's still going.
You know what he thinks?
It's still going.
He thinks he's
oh,
like.
no, it's done.
He thinks it's like George Romero with fucking Night of the Living Dead, where at the end you have that like the body's burning, you know.
You try to hang on a shot to make it more
hang
poignant.
on a shot to make it more poignant. Like this fucker thinks he's John Luc Bernard or some shit.
It's just drowned in shitty After Effects.
It's just a shitty After Effect. That's what I see.
Look, here's the thing: from start to finish, it
Like,
feels
there's nothing
meandering.
poignant. What am I supposed to? What is the purpose of that shot being almost like 2 minutes?
Like, oh, they finally did it.
They killed him. That's the point. What
But
am I
the
supposed
movie
to
wasn't
sit there?
building up to that.
Am I supposed to be sitting here thinking, "Wow,
No, almost
they stopped white supremacy"?
Part of the problem
is that what I'm supposed to be? Because when you do a shot like that, you're supposed to dwell on a theme or idea. What am I dwelling on? They killed him.
There's another issue with this movie. This movie, fucking Supremacist doesn't do anything. Like, we see Supremacist.
Well, he carpet lasers fucking Afghanistan.
The Supremacist.
Or Iraq, sorry.
The Supremacist apparently kills Saddam Hussein, even though he died in 2006.
I think we just misheard a line. I don't know if that's what really happened.
He said like Saddam Hussein.
He said that Saddam Hussein tried to blow him up with a bomb.
From there, I flew straight to Saddam Hussein's palace and questioned him.
Saddam Hussein's been dead for a while.
And he did admit to having possession of weapons of mass destruction. He told me that he was going to use those if I didn't vow to bring death to the infidels, I think was his words. I refused.
I think
And
that was supposed to be him very obviously lying, but the media buying it.
I don't know.
Was
I
that the
believe
joke?
that.
Supremacists.
I thought it would be like he was called out for lying.
Supremacists and our main characters literally never have any kind of interaction in the movie.
Right.
Like, throughout the movie, you get cutaways to supremacists where he's either being a good guy, and we're supposed to think it's bad that he stopped a tornado because he also, like, broke a robber's leg or something. But then, in the end, the heroes never have a line of dialogue with the supremacists, or say anything to him, or debate their ideas, or come to a resolution.
There's no point
The
where...
supremacist is always just cutaways to him doing random shit, and then at the end they shoot him with lasers, and it's a robot for no reason, and then the real supremacist shows up, and they shoot him with more lasers, and he dies.
The whole thing is...
And Thaddeus Jackson nukes like 700 million people out of existence.
They never interact with him until the big fight. Like, at the
They
beginning...
don't even interact with him in the fight. They just shoot
At the
lasers at
beginning,
him.
though...
He never says a word to
They
them.
shoot lasers.
Thaddeus, at the beginning, he controls the drones and he attacks him, but then it cuts to him trying to, like, build a suicide squad or some shit.
He does build a finna
finna
suicide squad.
Oh, that's
some kind of
racist.
Play the clip. If it matches, we're not racist.
So that's it. What? We some kind of suicide squad?
Why are you still here?
The problem with Thaddeus versus the supremacist is the supremacist is just evil guy, sure, but he doesn't talk. He doesn't talk to Thaddeus. Thaddeus doesn't talk to him.
No, they never interact.
The only interaction is at the very end when they're killing each other, and even then, I mean, it's fucking...
He's on something like, you killed my son and then shot him like 400 times.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we secretly learned that he was married to the psychic girl. Did we even mention the psychic girl?
Here's what happened in the movie.
Did we even mention the psychic girl?
Psychic girl is CIA or NSA? NSA. Psychic girl is NSA. She gets recruited to do a job to kill Russian hackers. Topical. She gets a call from Thaddeus because Thaddeus is building a team. Some finna kind of be a suicide squad. In the past, the supremacists killed the psychic lady's son,
who's also Thaddeus' son,
who had a cap gun. Then she says, "You're bulletproof." Psychic lady and Thaddeus form team with guy who recently got fired from his job for not murdering robbers. And then together they form Suicide Squad.
With the big lady and the electric man and the fire guy.
With 3 other superheroes we've seen throughout the story.
Those are all stock After Effects effects. The big, you make the person bigger, you make the fake electricity, you make the fire.
Well, the big person, they just filmed him and then they just film on a green screen, then just put him, scale him up.
You know what I forgot to talk about? Yeah. The best scene in the movie, the press conference where there's the very small people interviewing him in front of the very big faces.
Yeah. This movie...
Oh my god, it's been up there this whole time. He's still lying there. And that is the whole plot, and somehow that lasted like 90 minutes. And it didn't need to.
I can tell you how they got the sun mounts by adding a bunch of fucking filler.
The 30-minute filler that is all the news reports, the fun little interview at the end with fucking supremacist. They packed this movie with a bunch of crap it didn't need, which, by the way, this feels like it was the first draft, and they just didn't want to rewrite it.
It was.
Or
everything was also the first take, and they didn't want to redo them.
Yeah, there are a lot of blunders in this movie. Anyways, Grant, I have to ask, would you recommend The Diabolical Schemes of Thaddeus Jackson?
Think hard. You only have one chance to impress Brandon, your Facebook friend.
You're actually considering the recommendation here?
I wouldn't say... I'd say no. Don't watch it. Unless you are morbidly curious as what not to do in a film. And real quick, the things you shouldn't do, you should at least try your best not to have like very similar shots. Like a lot of wide-angle shots in this film. Have some close-ups. Have some extreme close-ups. Have some aerial views or lower views. I always say the easiest way to tell if a director was lazy or uninspired was measuring how many shots are shot at eye level And that was every shot in this movie except for like 5. I would have to say he didn't know what he was doing. He was trying so hard to make a good movie, but he just doesn't have it in him right now.
I think the thing is, he was more focused with
the political?
After Effects and political message. Not even political message. I mean, from a screenplay level, yes. But from a technical level, he was more focused with making After Effects than actually trying to create compelling shot compositions. That will be my polite way of criticism.
A lot of it feels like The Amazing Bulk, where it's a lot of stock footage compiled together.
Effects.
Green screen effects, drone effects,
stock
airplanes,
effects, stock
tanks.
sound effects.
A lot of it is
Stock
just
music.
mashed together to try and form a story around it, and sometimes it works. It just looks really bad.
The camera. There's also no sense of direction. It's all
if you're crediting,
everything goes horizontal one way or another. It's a 2-dimensional axis, and it just looks bad.
If you're crediting Kevin McLeod in your movie credits, you live in Minneapolis, my man. Go to a bar, find literally any single person. They're probably in some shitty fucking punk garage band.
It's true.
Yeah.
Get literally anyone but Kevin McLeod to make your music.
You could probably fucking find someone who would score this entire movie for $50 fucking dollars.
I've lived
on
with like
Newgrounds.
7 musicians.
Shout out to Quebec. Thank you. You're great. This Ain't Quebec has hit it out of the park. I like their music. I wanted to just say, Brandon, this is no offense to you. Like, you will get better the more films you do. By your 10th film, you'll be way better. But you did okay enough. It's just really heavy-handed. It's kind of boring. It feels like a first draft, and you could have just done a little better when it comes to
sound mixing too.
Yeah, sound mixing. A lot of
technical filmmaking.
A lot of the scenes are very quiet. A lot of the scenes are very loud. Just like
here's what I'm
objectively.
I was constantly adjusting the volume between like 30 and 60, which is a bad sign.
Here's my thinking. You know, in your next movie, focus on making something less ambitious.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got... No, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but I'm saying when your budget is $5,000, this is what's going to come out. But you can focus on more technical filmmaking and stuff if you're not stuck to the confines of a 10-foot green screen, because your movie's going to look like an episode of the damn Nostalgia Critic instead of...
And sometimes it really did.
Instead of something where you can make something pretty technical, where you can try to experiment more with shots, you can pay more attention to the 180 rule, you can try to compose actors in a more compelling way, because ultimately having not shitty looking, but novice-looking special effects is not going to be as entertaining as someone trying to do stuff creative with their filming methods.
You can do a lot with a camera. You can do more than just eye-level shots and the occasional Dutch angle.
Yeah, I mean, really, the two big problems... We laughed about the special effects. They're all, you know... If you're not making your own special effects and you're just using stock stuff, this is just what you're gonna get. There's no way around that.
Yeah.
The two main problems... If all you have is a camera and yourself doing special effects, you should probably do the best you can to not use special effects. There was a lot of scenes in this movie that are like people standing around talking in a parking lot that are on a green screen for no reason. You're better off finding a place and just doing something that is more reasonable. I mean, there are plenty of movies in the world that have literally no action that are very good. Like My Dinner with Andre is a movie where two people talk for 2 hours. And there's plenty of other movies that are...
This was a big Hollywood superhero movie with a budget of 2 ham sandwiches.
I will say, the CGI was better than the CGI in The Irishman by Martin Scorsese, where they made Robert De Niro look like a creepy cartoon character.
And then they added CGI.
Have you seen The Irishman?
No. So my advice Yes. One, shoot what you're capable of. Don't make a superhero movie on literally $0. Two, you might want to work on the subtlety just a little bit. If it's too ham-fisted, even people who are
on your side.
I don't want to say on your side, but even people who are understanding of your point of view are going to
roll their
get a
eyes.
little annoyed, roll their eyes at commentary this wrote, to say the least.
I felt like God's Not Dead was a more subtle film.
That's not good.
That's yeah, yep.
It's okay to be ambitious. I mean, it's okay to write these grand scripts and try your best. It's just, it didn't land for a variety of reasons, like we've listed. Here's what happens when this movie works. You get The Boys.
Now you get
Okay,
Batman
but then
vs
what's-
Superman with an edgier ending.
No, this is
Am I
literally
right?
The Boys.
It's supposed to
This
be
man
The Boys.
saw The Boys and he was like, I could do that.
Yeah.
I can also do The Boys. I can also do Invincible. I can also do all these Superman motifs that constantly come out.
Aiden, would you recommend Thaddeus Jackson?
No. No.
Well, why not?
Because in the end, it doesn't even feel like a film school project. It feels like someone had an idea and they executed it to the best of their ability, but without any actual knowledge of what goes into filmmaking, which makes it incredibly funny. I was constantly entertained, constantly laughing, but at the same time, it fails on almost every basic level of filmmaking, from story to acting to plot to composition. There's almost nothing that's done correctly, which is what makes it funny. And, you know, I feel kind of like a dick saying that, but it is a piece of outsider art in not the most pleasant of ways.
We didn't even really talk about the acting. All we can really say is the acting was just kind of flat.
I'm not gonna make fun of a bunch of people who are friends with some weirdo.
They were trying, some more than others.
Some of them were pretty decent.
Literally one person was trying, but
A few, not just one. Connor, would you recommend The Diabolical Schemes of Thaddeus Jackson?
I would not. I thought it was honestly fucking horrible.
Sorry, Brandon.
I'm not that sorry. It's just not a good movie.
It's okay to not be sorry.
Fundamentally, it has a lot of issues. Its political ideals and messages are just annoying. And I don't fully... it's not even if this was a Republican movie, I would give it the same amount of shit for it. The new God's Not Dead looks obnoxious because it's we sad that Trump
making
didn't
another
win
one?
and shit. Yeah, I keep
third
seeing
one?
trailers for it at the theater.
is this a fourth?
No.
It's the fifth God's Not Dead. It's
Is
called
it?
God's Not Dead State of the Union or some bullshit.
Oh,
Jesus fuck.
And it's
No.
so sad that Joe Biden.
Oh no.
They're I pay $3 a gallon for gas. Thanks, Biden. God's not dead.
Do you
Thanks,
think
Biden,
that-
for making us pay $3 a gallon.
Do you think it'll be more or less subtle than the Forever Purge?
Oh, far less. If you saw this trailer, fucking trailer, man, it's unbelievable. This basically had the subtlety of a faith film, which I thought was annoying.
Yeah.
Its shot composition was bad. Its sound mixing was bad. It wanted to be so much more than the director could do, and I don't think it was exploitative. I just thought it was really stupid and bad.
That's fair.
It was a little exploitative.
Yeah. So you want to plug your channel super quick, for realsies? Or do you just
NTMA
want to ramble?
Productions is the place where you can watch video game retrospectives. You can watch drunk reviews of our newest movies that have come out. Usually not drunk anymore.
Weird shit posts.
It's a little bit of everything, really.
There's a lot of
Videos on
things.
4-minute videos on Bruce Lee.
Link. Oh God, he's still up there.
I hate fascism. Take that, Donald Trump.
The diabolical schemes of Thaddeus Jackson, more like the diabolical schemes of Thaddeus Hex, and Maya, I have a treat for you.
Blue blood. Just what I thought.